certain weights that you're not even created to lift. You don't have the power to lift. But we trying. And we trying to lift weights that we cannot lift because we don't really want to hear God tell us no. At the end of the day, no. The fog is so thick in most people's lives that they couldn't possibly even see themselves clearly. The fog is so thick in most people's lives that they can't even clearly examine yourself. The Bible tells us to examine ourselves. But how can I examine myself if I'm living in a fog? Clear the fog first. Sit still. Sit at the Master's feet. Lord, show me. Lord, show me where I am, Lord. Show me what I need, Lord. Show me how to trust you with my life, Lord. When we don't trust the Lord with our own lives, when we don't trust the Lord with the lives of our loved ones, then that's a 1,000-pound weight that we're trying to carry on our back up the hill. I don't have the power to do that. That's the weight I got to look at and say, Lord, you up. God is powerful and willing. That's it. God is both powerful and willing. Now, if we have a God first that wants to be our Father, you make that decision if he's going to be your father or not. Because if he your daddy, then daddy tell you what to do. But we have a God that's both powerful, all powerful, and willing to pick the weight up. It's light work to him. Trust him with your own life first. Trust him with your own life first. Then trust him with the lives of those people that God placed in your life. Other than that, you're going to be sitting there looking at the bar, trying to lift it, straining your back every day. You're going to have back sprains and back spasms every day trying to pick up a weight that God says, I want to do it. Let me be your father. Let me be the one that does it for you. You got to allow him to do it. You have to want him to do it. You have to trust him to do it. And then you have to be willing to do what he says do. Other than that, that is your weight. I told you, 1,000-pound weight for me is not a problem to me. I know I can't do it. I'm not going to even try. So listen, made an observation, right? So look, everybody's different, right? Everybody's different. But some people have their greatest growth spurts while they're either in pain or transitioning out of pain. Some people, again, everybody's different. But some people have their greatest growth spurt in Christ, in God, while they're either inside the painful place right now still, right, either in that same place still, or you're transitioning out of the painful place. Some people have their greatest amount of growth in in those places. So if you're in pain right now, or you transitioning out of pain right now, be encouraged. Keep your ear to God. Keep your heart open to God. We got to be willing to, we say it every week, you have to be willing to yield your will to God's will. Submit to what God tells you to do. Submit to his authority and do what he tells you to do. Or you'll stay in the painful place where you're trying to do all this lifting, heavy lifting and all this other stuff that God is telling you not to do. Listen, we have to be still. You have to be still and know that know who he is. And we have to be silent enough, because sometimes we go to God, we just run our mouth too much. Be quiet. Let God speak. We need still and silence. Still and silence. Let him give you the instructions. Let him give you the instructions. I don't want God to ever have to, with me, disconnect me from tools. I'd rather disconnect myself. It's always better when you do it on your own than have God to do it. I'd rather have the choice to say, okay, Lord, I'll put the phone down for an hour or two, for some hours or whatever it is. I'll put this away. Then the phone gets shut off because I can't pay the bill. I'd rather have a choice. Disconnect. Get God. Give God what he deserves. It's time. Any relationship, any successful relationship is going to require time spent. Any successful relationship, no successful relationship runs like I'll get back to you when I can. No successful relationship operations like that. No successful. You have relationships, people do what they do. They're crazy. But I'm saying successful relationship. No successful relationship is run like that. I'm too busy for you right now. I'll get back with you. I talk to you when I get with you when I get to you. And you love me. I know you love me. You'll be there when I get there then. No successful relationship operates like that. But that's how we do our God. That we say is our God. We say our God. God's like, listen, can I get in? Can I get a moment with you? Just hold on, Lord. Just hold on. Hold on, Lord. Can I get an undistracted moment with you? An undistracted moment with you? Can I get that? Like, nah. In a minute, Lord. In a minute, Lord. And I said it before. What if God treated us like that? What if God did? What if God tells you, man, I can't, right now your prayers, I can't, I got this whole world universe thing running right now. I can't talk to you right now. I can't hear your prayers right now. What if God did that to us? We would think God was just so wrong. God, you wrong, God. You wrong. You know I need you, God. You know I got this need, Lord. You wrong. And because he loves us, we play on his love for us. You know how foul that would be if the one you love the most played on your love because y'all know you love me. I can just do whatever I want to do because I know you love me. You'll be there anyway. Because you love me. And I know you love me. We wouldn't tolerate that. from nobody. You shouldn't. We wouldn't tolerate that from nobody. But that's what we tell. That's what we tell God. That's what we tell God. Because I know you love me. You love me. You love me, Lord. You love me. I'm gonna go over here and play. You love me. So, warning time. He does love you so much. God loved us so much. So much. But did you know that it's a fate worse than going to the lake which burns with fire and brimstone? It's a fate worse than that. It's a fate worse than being tossed into a lake which burns with fire and brimstone, which is where you're going to go if you choose to live a life separated from God on the earth. But it's a fate worse than that. The fate that's worse than being put in the lake which burns with fire and brimstone is just simply being separated from God for all of eternity. For being separated from God for all of eternity. That fate is worse than the torment and the pain involved in living the rest of your existence on fire. Fire swimming. It's a lake worse. It's a fate worse than that, which means now God is not there for you at all. That God's not there for you at all. Now, if you're separated from God right now, that don't really mean that He ain't here. I ain't chilling with Him now. Trust me. If God was not in your life right now, if His presence, if at least His hand, His mercy hand wasn't on you right now, you would spend all your days crying. From the time you open your eyes to the time you go back to sleep, you would spend your full days in tears because of what life is to you. Because we think life is bad right now. Hell ain't on earth. No, this ain't hell on earth. Be silly. It's a fate worse than that. You spend an eternity separated from God. God forsaking you. God saying, you didn't want me, now I don't want you. That's the fate. That's the worst fate that we could ever expect. You didn't have time for me, and I begged you for time. And you didn't make time for me. Now I don't got time for you. Beat it. That's the worst fate that you can have. When God says, nah, I'm through. I'm through with you. When God is through with you, some of us are living like we through with God already. But when God is through with you, that's how you're going to get pushed in the lake with burns of fire and brimstone. Because He's through with you. I'm through with you. You don't want me. You didn't want me. You spent your entire life telling me no. So now, you can spend the rest of eternity dealing with the consequence of you telling me no. Hell is real. Hell is as real as heaven is. If you believe that some folk is going to heaven, then you can clearly believe that some folk is going to hell. Which is real. So, let me get the gospel message. Because God loved us, we don't have to go there. We don't have to spend eternity separated from God. We don't have to spend eternity forsaken of God. Where God says, I'm done with you. Get away from me. Beat it. You don't have to do that. Why we don't have to do that? Because, now, God is perfect, right? God is holy. God is just. We are not. Okay? So, he says, the wages of sin is death. The soul that sins shall die. That means if you ever sin one time in your life, then you're already guilty and you already deserve the death sentence. But because God loved us so much, he intervened into humanity through Jesus. In the form of Jesus coming to the earth. Now, Jesus lived out God's perfection standard. God has a standard of perfection that we have not met, that we've already failed that perfection standard. So, God knew that they're not going to fulfill my perfection standard. So I got to do something because I want them back. Because I love y'all so much. I love my creation so much. I want to win them back to me. I want to have that perfect fellowship with me that Adam and Eve had in the garden. I want to go back to that place where we have perfect fellowship with one another. We sinned, broke that fellowship off with God. So God, in order to restore that fellowship back with God, Jesus came to the earth. Lived out that perfection standard. So, if the wages of sin is death, Jesus